from Pix 11, old college dorm to be turned into migrant shelter in the Bronx. This is pure evil. This is despicable. This is insulting. This is embarrassing. There is a laundry list of awful things these people are doing on top of showing up in the country illegally. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. We can see all these heinous crimes that make headline news. But do you think that's it? There's nothing else happening? We're seeing every single thing they're doing and it's all making the news? Absolutely not. They're running roughshod over New Yorkers in this case specifically, but largely Americans. And their only answer is to give them more stuff, more debit cards, more rooms, more housing. Let them drop anchor babies all over the place, which they are doing. And in my own personal experience, it's not a nice bunch. But all that aside, my name's Eric. This channel is called Report and Opine. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm absolutely begging you.
I'm begging you, please. Come on, please.
Because it would help me a lot and cost you nothing. But if you wanted to help me even more and spend a little bit of money, you would buy my book, New York City 2020, Gotham Unglued, on Amazon.com. That link will be in the description. They say, in an effort to address the ongoing migrant crisis, New York City leaders are turning an old student dorm into a sanctuary shelter in the Bronx. And this article is already littered with Democrat doublespeak dystopian euphemisms. These people are absolutely despicable. Oh, the migrant crisis, right? It's new. They're shooting at cops. They've been given the green light from gang leaders in Venezuela to eliminate New York City police officers. But you decide we're going to give them more housing and more money. Overlook Manor, which sits at 435 West 238th Street, will shelter families with children starting this month, according to Assembly Member Jeffrey Dinowitz. In a statement Friday, Dinowitz announced the Department of Homeless Services will oversee, homeless services or criminal illegals? Which is it? So you're pretending they're the same, but you're obviously giving the criminal illegals far more than any homeless New Yorker, which again, I can say from personal experience. I've literally talked to these people. Well, not all of them. Obviously, there's millions of homeless people, whatever. New York is a mess, but they know, as strung out as they are doing dope under the Williamsburg Bridge, they know that they are behind the illegals in line. We also see the video from the holidays when the illegals were getting the turkeys that the project inhabitants were supposed to get.
The meal is a treat and a precious commodity in the Long Island City community, where 6,000 NYCHA residents and 8,000 migrants are competing for free hot meals.
Dinowitz announced the Department of Homeless Services will oversee the site through a third-party provider called WestHab. And I don't know these people from a ham sandwich, but Jeffrey Dinowitz clearly cannot be trusted. The Department of Homeless Services cannot be trusted. We also see another story from some other weirdo housing bureaucracy that has been not fixing anything, which shouldn't be surprising to anybody. But it's an absolute mess. When you have some multiple sclerosis patient complaining that the city won't fix his air conditioning, but they're going to get housing. I wonder if they're going to have working AC in their new digs. And what's the deal? They're going to live there forever? This is the shelter? What are they supposed to do? They're going to be in there working on their resume and then come out and go get a job downtown in the financial. What is happening? How long did it last, in perpetuity, or it lasts until Big DJT gets in office and gets all of them out?
On my first day back in the White House, I will terminate every open borders policy of the Biden administration, stop the invasion on our southern border, and begin the largest domestic deportation operation in American history.
They should really just set up a sting, right? Simpsons style stuff like, here's your free boat, here's your free apartment.
This sting can't miss, boys. I mailed these bogus prize certificates to every scofflaw in Springfield. When they show up for their free motorboats, we arrest them and beat them to the full extent of the law.
So the hook is baited, huh?
Nice metaphor, Eddie.
Yeah, good work.
Round them all up and get them the hell out of here. The department is already in the process of furnishing the 95 rooms available for incoming families. You mean incoming criminal illegals and their anchor babies? So you guys are going to buy this old dorm or commandeer this old dorm and then put furniture in it, right? And I guess the only difference is perhaps these criminal illegals aren't high on drugs all the time. Maybe they're certainly drinking 2 cases of Corona a day, and they're it is a baby meal. There's no plan B in there. They're not on board with the weirdo abortion agenda of the left. They're dropping as many anchor babies as humanly possible and taking advantage of all of your quote unquote niceties, which are really not at all. It's just complete stupidity from these brainwashed little weasels who can't tell the political regime is pulling the wool over their eyes. The building was originally constructed in the 1960s to be apartments before it was sold to Manhattan College. Overlook Manor was then used as an off-campus dorm for many years until Manhattan College sold it to Stag Group in May 2023. The agency specializes in buildings and provided affordable housing in the Bronx and Westchester. So yeah, they just use these things. They don't actually have to define any of these words. I once had an argument with a girl in New York about a livable wage, and she couldn't pinpoint it. I can't pinpoint it either because it doesn't make any sense. You just made it up and you want more. And it's just vague enough for you to constantly be changing it. Do you think a livable wage in August 2024 would be the same as a livable wage in May 2018? Absolutely not. The city gave our office 1 day's notice that people and furniture would start to move in August. Regardless of whether you think this is a reasonable and appropriate use of this location, the city's lack of transparency is appalling, said Assemblyman member Dinowitz in his statement. Okay, so you're all on board for this, but you're a little mad that you only got 1 day notice. What does it matter? They showed up all here illegally. They didn't call you and say, "Hey, we're gonna come by." So this is the game that you're playing, right? Oh, we should have had more notice, right? It's through the roof because there's other parts of the city where they have literally protested shelters for homeless people and criminal illegals. So the cognitive dissonance or just the classic, we're for migrants, we're for immigrants. Oh, but I live in a small house. I mean, it's beyond predictable. Dinowitz advocated for Overlook Manor to be turned into permanent affordable housing after it was sold off by the college. Although he criticized the city for giving him 1 day's notice by text message that the building would be converted into a shelter. Dinowitz is still calling on local leaders. Oh, local leaders, yeah. Who's leading New York City? Right? Kickback Kathy, Mayor Eric Adams of New York City. No, there are no adults in the room. Okay. Dinowitz is still calling on local leaders to outline their plan for transitioning migrants into the community. Oh yeah? What's the plan for that? So you want to give them jobs? What are you going to do? I mean, we see the large number of awful crimes these people are committing, but that's probably it. They're probably not stealing every single day, right? What is your plan to transition migrants into the community? Oh, you mean you're going to shove them into the black neighborhoods and let them fight it out? Is that what you mean? In his statement, he emphasized the need for security and social services in the building, as well as additional bilingual staff at nearby schools. Yeah, so we need more security because we're going to push these criminals into your neighborhood, and we're going to have to change the schools to where they all speak Spanish, right? For New Yorkers. You know what I mean? New York has a very specific accent and upbringing, but now just make sure, and first, for the record, there's already plenty of Spanish, right? I was in New York and people start talking to me in Spanish instantly because they think I'm Dominican or something, but that's a completely different story. Now we need to make sure that there's more resources and the teachers got to be bilingual. Otherwise you're not getting a job in New York. The city's move to turn Overlook Manor into a migrant shelter comes after multiple community protests against shelters planned for Bensonhurst, Clinton Hill, and Williamsburg. Oh, so the other neighborhoods don't want it, and I don't know, but I could almost assume they would say, yeah, we're a sanctuary city, we love migrants, but just not in our neighborhood. So go ahead and put them in the Bronx.